Hey everyone, how's everyone tonight? Let's see here. I'm a little rusty on this. Give me a second here. I need to pull up the chat. Where is it? Where's the chat comments? There it is. And let's see here. We got the Baca Maker in the house. Thanks for being here. Mike McKinley, Pure Alaska. Tony, our cabin in the woods. Mike McKinley and Rustic Log Cabin. How is everyone tonight? As I mentioned before, I don't know if I'll have a set time for going lives like I did last winter. So today I kind of felt like going live, so I decided to go live tonight. I don't know if I'll go live later on this week or not. So just kind of hang in there with me. Hey, Sean in Alaska, Ashley Anderson, and Clint Gilchrist. How are you guys? Happy New Year and Merry Christmas to everyone. Hey, Old Man King Homestead, how are you? Let's see here. Who else? Do we have anyone else in here? I don't think so. Everyone's saying hi. Merry Christmas. Yeah, Mike McKinley, I know it's late in Ontario. It's 4 hours ahead of us. It looks like everyone's just saying hi to each other. Well, thank you, Mike. Hey, Cassie, how are you tonight? So tonight I don't have a topic or anything I want to go over. Just decided to jump on here and have a little chit chat with everyone. So, hey, the Simple Alaskans, how are you guys? Matt 1791 Garage, how are you? If you guys got any questions or anything you want to talk about, put them in the chat. If I miss it, feel free to put it back in the chat again. Sean, I do have one question for you, Sean in Alaska. Uh, how do you get a banner going across your StreamYard? Is that a add-in or something, or do you pay for StreamYard, or how do you do that? Just curious. Cassie, I hope you feel better. AK Dog Mom, how are you? Hey Ace, how are you doing? Mike's wondering, how is my water going? It's going great. Uh, I fixed basically all the lakes. I have a couple super small lakes that I'm not going to worry about. Lakes that small usually fix themselves over time, so I'm not even going to worry about those ones. However, every once in a while when my pump kicks on, I get a lot of air pumped up through the line, so I'm not sure what's going on there. I hope I don't have a leak somewhere, but somehow I'm getting air in the system, and it's just every once in a while. But if the pump kicks on 5 times, one of the times we'll have a bunch of air pushed into the system. So I'm not sure exactly what's going on. Okay, Sean says the banner is on the right hand side of the StreamYard screen under branding. I use the free version. Oh, okay, that's okay. On the right hand side, I don't have branding. I got private chat style, media assets, banners, and comments. Hey, there's everyone's favorite buddy, Nightbot. And let me see here. Give me 1 second here. If you type weather in your zip code, it'll post the weather for you. So that's how my water's going. I'm definitely enjoying it. I can actually take a nice shower. So it's awesome. I don't have to prepare an hour ahead of time and start heating up water and dumping it in a 5-gallon bucket and stuff like that. So, and there's a Matt 1791 Garage just posted the weather in Cranberry Township. Conditions are cloudy with a temperature of 50 degrees. The wind is blowing from the southwest at 19 miles an hour, and it's humid. In Old Man King Homestead, it's 48 down in his neck of the woods in Arkansas. Hey, John in Alaska, how are you? Okay, under banners. Oh, there's the ticker. So, there, edit. Okay, so that's how it works. I'll have to play with this and get it configured and everything for the next time. Let's see here. What am I missing? Bill, what do you use to edit your videos? I use Adobe Rush. It cost me $9.99 a month to use that. A lot of people use iMovie and a few other things that are free. It's kind of what you want. Adobe Rush does everything that I want to do except for one thing, and I wish they would add it in. You can pan and zoom on pictures that you add into your video, but you can't pan and zoom on the video itself. So I wish that's the one thing they would add in. And so far, that's really the only thing I've wanted to do that I can't do with it. People are saying hi to each other. Hey, thanks, Mike McKinley. He says the live streams look very clear. It's been raining for 2 days straight in Ontario, Canada, and no snow. That sucks, no snow. Yeah, we're really far behind on snow, even where I'm at. We should have easily 2 to 3 feet of snow on the ground right now, and we have maybe a foot. And up at my remote cabin, I'm hearing there's maybe 6 inches of snow on the ground. People are still riding wheelers out to their cabins and stuff like that, and we should have 4 or 5 feet out there by now. I saw a comment that I wanted to read. And where did it go? Oh, Nightbot just posted my Amazon affiliate link. If you want to help out the channel, anytime you're buying anything on Amazon, just click on that link and you can buy whatever you want. Let me see if I can update those timers. Edit. Update. Okay. Now, where do I go? There I am. Okay, I'm back. I'm sure I probably was here the whole time, but hey, Big Family Expedition, how are you? Belt Loop 29, thanks for being here. Thanks, Mike McKinley. Yep, everyone hit the thumbs up. It helps push this out to more people. And if it gets pushed out to more people might join. And then I get more people watching my channel. Hey, GT Grows It, how are you? Let's see here. I'm looking back through the. Oh, yeah, I got a merch store also. If you want to help support the channel and buy some merch, that would be great. Let's Trade Paint, how are you? Seeing if I missed anyone. Hey, Dusty Bottom Boys, how are you? If anyone wants to come up on the panel, I think I can do that. We can give it a shot tonight, since this is kind of a free-form thing. Now, let's see here. Let me jump over here. Give me 1 second. Let me pin that to the top. Okay. Jump back over here. I think I should be able to see if someone comes in, but feel free if you want to come up and talk for a while. Oh, I need to remove this banner thing, huh? There you go. I'm still learning some of this. It's been a while also since I've done a live. Let's see here. Hey, Beto, how are you? Brook Trout, how are you tonight? Yeah, I see everyone's talking in the chat. That's great. And actually, a lot of messages in the chat also tells YouTube that everyone's engaged, and and then YouTube will push it out to more people because of that. So Clint Gilchrist asks, what projects do I have planned coming up? Well, sometime this winter, I want to build a chicken coop. I want to build a smoker, and I would like to get my kitchen over here installed. So those are the three major ones that I want to do this winter. So look for those coming up. I'm not sure if and when I'll get to them. I should be able to get the smoker and the chicken coop done for sure. I have most of those materials already here, so shouldn't be too big of an issue getting those done. Let's see here. See if I missed any comments. Oh, Mike McKinley, you had 2 commercials in 5 minutes. That sucks. There will be commercials because I have this monetized. So there will be some commercials, but it's supposed to be minimal. So hopefully it doesn't get too crazy. Belt Loop says no commercials if you have YouTube Premium. Does have a point there. I hear the train. Train is a couple miles away, and I can hear the whistle blowing going through Willow here. Yeah, Belt Loop, I do make a few pennies off people who pay for YouTube Premium. So if the channel, for every YouTube video you watch that the channel is monetized, that channel does get some money from you, depending on how many videos you watch each month, and I'm sure some other matrix. No Folsom Prison Blues on my part there, Matt. Hey, ANF, how are you tonight? Thank you for being here. Belt Loop says, I honestly don't know how much YouTube sends to anybody. All I really know, if I hardly make anything from live streams, I still like doing them. Yep. Yeah. The very, very little bit that I know about YouTube Premium is it's based off of how many videos you actually watch each month from monetized channels. Because obviously YouTube's going to take a set amount of your monthly payment, and then what's left over gets divided up amongst all the other videos that you watch, all the other channels that you watch throughout the month. So I'm assuming if you watch 2 videos and they're both monetized in a month, they'll get a lot bigger pot, a lot bigger amount of the pot than if you watch 200 videos. But obviously, I don't work for YouTube, so I can't say that 100%. Tony, our Kevin in the Woods, is asking, how is the water doing in the house? It's doing really good. I mentioned earlier, I'm having one little issue with it every once in a while, every 4, 5, 6 times when the pump kicks on, I get a bunch of air in the system. So I'm not sure what's going on there. But other than that, I got everything dialed in and hooked up right. The pump is coming on. Hold on. I feel like I'm going to sneeze. The pump is coming on at the appropriate time for the pressure in the tank. The hot water hooked up. I have it set on 125 degrees right now, so it's nice and hot coming out. I have 2 or 3 very, very minor leaks. They're so minor, I'm not even going to worry about them, and they should stop leaking over time as the hardness in the water fills in the little crevices and stops the leaking. So other than that, yeah, I'm getting air in the system, so I don't know if I have a leak somewhere. I know out in my utility shed, I have one of the leaks is out in the utility shed, and it's really, really small, like maybe one drip every few hours comes out of it. So that's not big enough to put any air in the system. There's a couple other leaks here in the cabin, but again, that's after the water coming into the cabin. So I don't know if I have a leak. I have some fittings down under the cabin where the water line comes up out of the ground and comes into the cabin. I don't think I have any leaks down there because I cranked those fittings as tight as I could get them. I was worried I was going to bust the metal and stuff. I cranked them on so tight. So I'm not sure how I'm getting so much air in the system, but somewhere outside of the cabin, I'm getting a lot of air in the system. Hey, Adirondack Trapper. He's asking, how is everyone this fine evening? I know I'm doing well, and a lot of the people here are doing well. I'm looking back up through. Oh yeah, and just saying Nightbot posting about my merch store. I also set up memberships. So if you want to join, I'm gonna be the couple things that memberships will get you will be early release to my videos, and also I'll post some pictures and stuff so you can kind of see what's going on in real time in my memberships area. And if I get enough members, then I'll consider doing some member only lives and different things like that. But that's going to be down the road. And I saw Tony asked a question. Bill, I see. I hope to see you this spring at the YouTube meetup. Yeah, I do too. Definitely want to get down in that area this spring, this summer. So hopefully we can meet up. Hey, Suzanne, how are you tonight? She's asking, what did I do for Christmas? Unfortunately, really nothing. I just hung out here, watched a bunch of YouTube, and just relaxed. That's about it. Brian from the Vineyard Farmhouse is here. How are you tonight, Brian? Oh, man. That sneeze was not going to go away until it came out. A says, my son got YouTube Premium for Christmas. I told him, wow, life is better without commercials. Laugh out loud. I've been watching since black and white TV was a thing. Yep. Most of the time, I don't have an issue with watching the commercials. Scanning back down through here. Hey, thanks, Brian. Brian says, glad you got your water, comma, Bill. If you guys haven't watched his video, get on it. Well, thank you very much, Brian. Yeah, my channel's really started doing a lot better on the views. The last 4, 5, or 6 videos, something like that, have all been over 1,000 views, and 2 or 3 of them have been over 10,000 views, which is just amazing for my channel at the moment. And I've gotten, I'm thinking 300 or 400 subscribers in that same time frame. So the channel is finally starting to go. So I'm happy about that. Yes, Tony, I do lose water pressure, and occasionally if I'm using the on-demand hot water tank, it'll lose pressure to the point where it'll shut off, and then when water starts flowing back through it, then it'll kick back on. And unfortunately, if I'm in the shower, I get a big drop in the temperature of the water coming out. Amazon or Nightbot says Amazon affiliate link. There it is again. Thanks, Simple Alaskans. And there's Nightbot talking about my memberships. And everyone's talking to each other. So, again, yeah, if someone wants to come up on the panel and hang out and talk for a little bit, let me know. We can discuss whatever you want to discuss. Yeah, big family expedition. It does kind of suck to lose water pressure in the middle of a hot shower, and especially when the temperature of the water when it comes back on is 10, 20 degrees colder. And when I lose water pressure, it's only for 3 or 4 seconds, but it's long enough for the on-demand hot water to shut off, and then it has to come back on and then get back up to temp again. But it's still a lot better than heating water up on the stove and only having 5 gallons of water to take a shower with. And it's a lot warmer this way too. Come on, Brian. Who's the boss? You or Dexter? And if you guys don't know, Dexter is Brian's dog. I don't think anyone's waiting. The simple askins. It also sucks when my husband turns off the water heater during the shower. Yeah, that would suck. Definitely. Clint Gilchrist, any more hunting and fishing trips planned? Definitely. I was actually just thinking about I need to start looking into doing some ice fishing this winter. I don't know if I will, just because I don't have any of the gear, unfortunately. I would love to go out with someone that does have all the gear. Like, I don't have an auger. I don't have a tent. I do have heaters and propane, and I do have a ice fishing pool. But other than that, I don't have the 2 big things is the auger and the tent. And I don't have either of those, but I'd like to do that. I'm definitely going to go ptarmigan hunting this winter again out on my snow machine. So definitely do that this winter. Let's see here. Rustic log cabin. Do I have a flow problem in your well? No. I've never had an issue. And when I was getting water from out over the top, it never had an issue. So it's not the pump, and it's not the amount of water in the well. I got so much water, I can leave that pump just run for hours straight, and it never depletes the water. It's estimated that I have 20 plus gallons per minute coming into my well, and my pump's not even close to able to pump out that much water. So okay, Brian, I'll try to remember that. Oh, let's see here. Give me 1 second. Add to stage. Hey, Tony, can you hear me?
Yep. You hear me?
Yep. Okay, I got a question for everyone. Are you guys hearing any feedback and stuff from when Tony's talking? Because I have my speakers and then I have my microphone, so I just want to confirm I'm not getting crazy feedback or anything.
All right, everybody, how's it going? Anybody hear me okay?
I definitely can hear you okay, so I'm sure they will be able to.
Okay, hopefully no feedback.
Nope.
Bill, I was going to tell you, you talked about air in your line. I was going to text all this in the comment section, and it'd take too much space.
Very true.
What I have seen and I've heard many times when there's air that gets in your line, and you don't notice it, it's the from what I have heard and seen is the pipe going in your well. You don't see that whatever line that pipe is, but it could be at the connection because they made that new connection. They pull the pipe out. They made that connection, that slip connection goes down on the side of the wellhead, and then that goes in. I've seen and I have heard that connection is not good, a good connection. That, well, either that little O-ring gets pinched or something happens. What happens is that's the only place, literally, if you think about it, if you're getting water pressure, you have to suck water in to pressurize your system.
Right.
So you're sucking air in also in your system. From your house in, if you have leaks, you're not sucking air, you're pushing water. So the suction has to come down by wherever you're sucking, be wellhead, anything in that nature. So, I mean, from what I've seen several times, it's either been a crack pipe, a small crack, or that O-ring seal. Because you said you've never noticed it before when you're filling your tanks up.
Yeah. When I was filling up my jugs over the top, it worked fine. Never had air coming out.
So what's changed is, to me, would be, I would want to, I would talk to your plumber guy, one that did the wellhead, talk to him. What do you think? Because to me, sucking air in is going to be in that pipe that goes down your well. I don't know how deep your well is, just say 100 feet, whatever it is. You've got all air in that slip joint. I forgot what they call it. Maybe it is a slip joint.
No, it's the pitless adapter.
Yeah, okay. At that point, it could suck air to push into your home. So I would question him about that. Tell him what's going on and see what he says.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I did read somewhere. I only very, very briefly looked into this, and I did read something about it might be the pitless adapter.
Yep.
Air. So I was going to give it a little while just to confirm that it wasn't just extra air in the line, because part of my line kind of goes like this. So I don't, if it was just pushing extra air that was trapped in the lines itself, but I don't think it is. I think it's definitely sucking air in somewhere. And what I was getting at with having a leak is if the leak was just enough that as one drop comes, it pulls a little bit of air into it, then another drop, then a little bit more air into it, that type of thing. And if it's sitting for long enough, then you could get some air actually in the line. Because
if you think about it, if you're talking about the house, that's under pressure.
Yeah, but
okay, but we're looking at is sucking air in,
right,
with the water pushing. So you got to think about where are you getting. You've got your electric pump sucking water up and pushing it. If it's got a leak, it's going to drive in there also. I have only seen one. I had a neighbor where I used to live, and we were able to pull his top of his wellhead off, just look in there with a really strong light. And after it was pressurized, we couldn't see it, but he put a camera down there and let it sit for like 15 minutes, and he started noticing water dripping off that joint of what that you and I are talking about. And then he called a plumber, and they pulled his well out, put a new thing on it to fix his problem. And he was sucking air.
Okay, yeah, I'll probably need to contact my well guy and see what he has to say. I see Bar Run Forges in here. How are you tonight?
Hey guys, how's it going?
How's all your animals, Tony?
They're doing pretty good. We're hoping Sophie is pregnant, but we will find out here like within this week. We'll know. If not, then Sig has to join her one more time. The problem is the problem is Sophie is. I guess the pigs are. They say it can be from 8 hours to 36 hours in heat. She's like 8 hours and it's over. Well, when she was in heat, we had Thanksgiving. We had 30 some odd people here. I needed to fix Sig's feeder, and he was going into her pen. So I had to be working there. And when I noticed it was like at 7 o'clock at night, and I was like, man, this is all messed up. And so first thing in the morning, I threw him in there, and I think he may have missed the point. I'll know really quick.
Right.
It's going to be in the next few days. I'll know.
Well, hopefully you have a bunch of piglets.
Yeah, if not, the accommodations will have to happen again.
Yes. They'll have to go out on a date.
Hey, did you see the short I did with Sophie? I was at, or maybe it was just a video. I can't remember if I did a short, but it was a
Father saying it's feeding time.
yeah, it's feeding time, and you can hear her go,
Yeah.
She repeated it twice. That was funny.
Yeah. I saw that. How many other animals do you have? What other animals do you have, Tony?
I've got the two Berkshires, which are Sig and Sophie, and then I have 5 goats. They are Jimmy, Hoss, Daisy, Precious, and Lily. Then I've got right now we have 6 egg-laying chickens that are very old with a rooster, and they're moving out to where the goats are. There's another pen, but I have MT, Mike, and Terry. They gave me some eggs. I hatched them out, and I have 8 egg layers that are going out, brand new ones. They're like 7 weeks old now. So it's just we're in the rotation part of getting the eggs back again. We got meat birds coming in February 11th ish.
Right.
So we'll have them coming in.
I'm seriously considering getting meat birds this spring, but ours up here we don't get them till April.
Right. Well, here's something. I don't know if you watched the channel. I've raised meat birds for several years, less than 10 years. Anyway, before I was always told to feed them 12 hours and 12 hours off, 12 hours on, 12 hours off. Okay. I actually met and talked to Jason at Cog Hill Farms. He was at a meetup in Pryor, Oklahoma. Right. And I was talking to him about it, and he said, if you stick around, I'm going to talk about this today in the talking he was doing there. And what he said was, because he used to raise them and sell them to restaurants, the meat birds, he fed them 24 hours a day. He goes, when they're sleeping, they're not going to eat anyway. He goes, you may miss that hour or two that they want feed to help them grow. So the first year I tried that, my average bird was like maybe, say, 7-8 pounds, somewhere around there. And then I started doing that 24-hour. That first year, my largest bird was 13 pounds.
Wow.
And then the average was 9 to 10. Last year,
everything I've seen, they just put the feed in and just leave it in there.
Yeah, and I'm
take it out and stuff. So.
Yep. Hey, there's Mr. MT Mike.
Yep. MT Homestead's in the house, and Breaks Bake is here.
Mike, I definitely gonna need to get more eggs soon. But he lives about I think it's about 2 hours and 15 minutes south of me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Nah, I don't mind the drive.
Yeah. Yep.
I
drive an hour to Anchorage, so
yeah. MT Homestead, and then that's Mike and Terry, and then he has another one. It's called Sergeant's Talk for veterans and stuff. And
Jason from
White Rock, they do it, and it's an excellent thing to watch. I will, Mike. Angie's she's a nurse for the VA, and so she likes to jump in with them and not talk to them, but she's in the chatting with them. Right. And so I think it's really cool what they do. I've sat and watched 2 channels at the same time trying to keep up, and I like what they've got going on.
Yeah. Hey, Linda Miller, how are you tonight?
Hey, Linda.
Yeah.
How's your rabbits doing?
Oh yeah, they're doing good. Got 3 rabbits: Lola, Babs, and Johnny Ringo, and they're all full grown now. I mean, they've doubled or tripled in size from the time I got them, so they're full grown rabbits now. I mean, they're this big.
Nice.
And then they're gonna go on dates sometime probably in March.
Okay.
I don't want them having babies when it's still getting down to 0 or colder. That's just
Right.
not fair for them to have to try to keep babies warm in that temperature. So I'm going to wait till it's getting above freezing every day, like that type of temperature, at least at a minimum, before I send them on their dates.
Right. Hey, if you have a moderator, have them do Sergeant Talk TV because I think it's very important what they do. If they can put a link up to that, very important. I
I
think it's
know
good.
Brian from the Vineyard Farmhouse is in here. He should be able to do that if he's still here.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, if they guys can do that, it'd be great.
Yeah.
I thought about wanting to do rabbits too, and you know I have no problem doing it, but my wife, they're too furry, too cute.
Yeah, they are cute. But I tell my rabbits, they like flip out every time I go over to them and stuff. And I'm like, don't worry, I'm not going to hurt you. I'm going to eat your offspring, but I'm not going to hurt you guys.
Right. Thanks, Mike.
Yep.
Yeah. You know, this is really weird. I want to get turkeys again this year, meat turkeys, and I was looking into them. And for me to, by the time I get a meat turkey in shipping, it was $25 for a chick. And
Right.
I said, no, we're done. I ain't doing that.
Wow, that is a lot.
Yeah. Now, if I ordered 50 of them, yeah, I get it cheaper, but I don't want 50. I just wanted to have 2 for my son and 2 for me. It was cheaper to buy them in the store. Ashley Anderson, rabbits are super easy. Yeah.
This is what losing 15 kilograms.
Give me 1 second here. Okay, I'm back. Hey, Mike, go ahead and link your channel to Surgeon's Talk TV if you want. I made Mr. MT Homestead a moderator.
There we go. I've known Mike and Terry, heck, I don't know, 3 years, 4 years.
I don't know, Ace. I just got it set up. It should be the membership button should be down underneath the screen.
Ooh,
it might take a little while before it shows up for everyone. I literally just set it up last night and today, so it might take a little while for it to show up for everyone. Wow, Ashley, back in the day had 84 rabbits. That's a lot. That's
yeah, it is. That's a very nice garden, I guarantee it.
Yeah. Brook Trout says, how about geese? $120 in the store where he's at.
Whoa.
That would make it worthwhile.
Whew.
Yeah, I definitely want to do meat birds, and I would love to do a handful of turkeys and either give them out or sell them to friends and stuff.
I'm going to say like 2 years ago, I had extra turkeys here where I'm at. It was hard for me to sell them. And I just don't know if it was the wrong season. And I didn't want to be buying 20 of them and stuck with 20 turkeys.
Yeah.
Paying a food bill because they can eat some food.
Oh, yeah. Well, however many turkeys I get, if I get any, they're all going to go to freezer camp in the fall, no matter what. So
there you go.
Yeah, there's the link to Sergeant's Talk TV. Thanks, Michael.
Everybody, he does that on Tuesdays. I think it's 8 o'clock. Check that channel out. It's awesome.
So, yeah, I definitely want to get a few turkeys, raise them up. And, yeah, if I can sell a couple to friends or whatever, great. If not, then they'll just go into a freezer camp for me throughout the year. I'll quarter them up and cut them up into smaller pieces instead of having a huge turkey.
Right. Well, if you can take them, because I mean, it's just you. If you can take them and pressure can them, and then
Right.
you can store them longer, and then you can like every other year or something get turkeys coming in.
Yeah, I like in the past over the Christmas break, I've spent like 3-4 days and just made a whole bunch of soups,
Yeah.
and I could do that with them, like turkey noodle soup and turkey and rice and cream of turkey and all that type of stuff. But I haven't done that in 5 years or something like that.
Right. When you think about when you're doing turkeys, make sure you get like a broad breasted. It's a meat turkey.
Yeah.
So they grow quick because your time frame is very short.
Oh, definitely.
So you would probably want to start getting chicks in your cabin and go from there, because you could be looking at probably 6 months and you get maybe a 25-pound turkey,
Right.
something like that. So you got to think ahead that way for you.
Well, the nice thing is,
Susan.
in April, it's getting above freezing every day in April, and even by the end of April, some of the nights are getting right around freezing. So turkeys can definitely live in that temperature.
Yep.
And then even though we could have snow in October, normally it's not until end of October before we start getting down to the below temperatures every single night.
Right.
And or staying below freezing during the daytime and stuff. So we have until into October sometime.
Right.
Especially considering they would pretty much be fully grown and everything. So that roughly 5-6 months there. So it definitely can be done up here.
Mike, I know, I've seen that too. Also, I know Tractor Supply. Prefer not to go to Tractor Supply, but Atwood's, okay, I hear you. And there's an Atwood's up near where I'm at in another town, so I'll have to keep an eye or call them and see what goes on there. But I definitely want meat turkeys, meat birds.
Yeah,
and just feed them. Get the meat feed, the high protein, which you need to have.
Right.
Because if you do the regular egg layer stuff, you're not going to get. They're not going to grow fast. You're not going to get what you want.
Right. Right. Yeah, I definitely want to get a bunch of chickens. I love chicken.
Yeah.
I eat a lot of chicken. I eat as much chicken as I eat red meat. So.
Right.
So I can definitely do. I personally can eat probably 20 or 30 chickens in a year.
Right. We Angie and I, when we do the meat bird, we actually, for her and I, I'm saying an average weight of 9 pounds, we can make 3 meals out of that.
Yeah.
And that's what we do. So she likes white, I like dark. So half a bird one night, half a bird the next night, and then whatever's left, we make soups or a salad and throw some chicken on it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I like about chicken. It's so versatile.
Yeah.
You can do so much with it.
And then you can boil it down for
broth,
for the soups and the broth. But Angie doesn't like that too much. But so what I do is after it's cooked, I take the whole carcass. And yes, guys, listen up. I throw the whole carcass in with my meat chickens or my chickens. It's all protein. And you throw it in there, and 2 hours later, you look around and you don't find a chicken. I don't know what they do with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, bronze wrist.
Well, chickens are pterodactyls, modern day pterodactyls.
When I used to feed them, I call them chicken piranha because you walk in there and they just. Whew. Mike, you talked about the bronze. I did the white breasted, and we did 43 and 45 pounds and 2 33 pounds, and after we were done. And they were actually frozen. we were going to cook one up. Angie goes, that won't even fit in the oven or the big roaster. So my son, he came up, he bought a meat blade for a saw. Anyway, and we came and split them right down the middle and then vacuum sealed them again. And then we're able, but yeah, we had, just like Mike, 43 and 45 pound. Yeah, that's a lot of meat. Hey, there's Chris, Texas Raider.
Oh, okay. Hey, Texas Raider, thanks for being here.
He lives north of me, maybe about an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Cool. Yeah, he's definitely cook them up on the grill. I cook chicken on the grill all the time. And yeah, Susan can definitely help out pressure canning, that's for sure. Yeah.
So many people are scared of pressure canning, and it's nothing to be scared about.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not bad as long as you follow the directions and watch a few videos on how to do it, then it's no big deal. I mean, those pressure canners can take double or triple the pressure before they do anything.
Well, see, a lot of people don't know that there's actually, I don't know about the older ones. I'm going to say mine's 8 years old. They actually have rubber plugs. They're blowout plugs.
Yeah.
So if they build too much pressure, also they have a locking mechanism. When it builds up pressure, a pin pops up, so you can never undo it under pressure. So you can't mess up.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really easy. As long as you don't just like put it on high and then leave for 6 hours or something like that.
No, yeah.
I mean, that would be about the only way. But yeah, I'm anxious. I definitely want to get some pigs next summer also. A breeding pair of pigs. And raise some pigs.
Will they survive up there with that cold winter?
Yeah.
Will they? Okay.
Yeah, a lot of people have pigs up here.
Really? All right.
Yeah, a guy right over here has Idaho pasture pigs. Down south of Anchorage, they have 2 or 3 or 4 different types of pigs. I've seen that like on Facebook and stuff. Basically all the brands of pigs, all the lines of pigs.
Okay.
So, yeah, they'll survive. They're hardy. Their skin's thick and they have a nice thick layer of fat on them.
I'm going to say.
Go ahead. Oh, I was going to say, yeah. And my friends, Flat Tire Farm, they have raised pigs many times, and they're just a few miles away from here. So.
All right, cool. A few years ago, when we got down to 0, I went out and checked our pigs, and they were sitting there shaking in their little huts. I was like, wow. And I heard about you talking about it, but we could have wuss pigs. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, it's one of those things. It's what you're used to also.
Right.
I mean, your pigs are used to 100+ degree temperature all summer long.
Yeah.
The pigs up here are maybe 70s.
Right.
On a hot summer might hit 80s. So it's not like it's totally different.
I was going to say this, and everybody in the chat, I used to just get regular feeder pigs and grow them out, and that was it. And they're feeder pigs. I mean, they're bred that way. And we used to get fat. I mean, we used to get like 1 inch of fat everywhere. It was terrible. And Angie, my wife, said, hey, we're either going to change up what we're doing or we're stopping it because I don't like the taste of the fat. So I went to the Berkshire, and we now breed them. And I just did a video on making pork chops in a crock pot like a week ago or so. And I show the picture. I mean, she hates fat on anything. She wants it trimmed.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that.
Yeah, but if you look at the pork chop, the marbling, they're red. They're beautiful. Yeah, I love it. I'm going to brag about it because I love it so much.
I didn't realize it until just recently looking into it. There's basically red meat pigs and there's white meat pigs. And then in those 2 lines, there's also basically meat pigs and fat pigs, where the meat pigs may only have a 1/2 inch of fat on them, but the fat pigs may have 2 or 3 inches of fat on them. I mean, it can
Right.
be that much of a difference. And I didn't know all that. And then there's other pigs that have more of the organ fat, which is good for creating the lard, for making lard.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people breed just for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it all depends on what you want. You got to research the type of pig you want. And then there's some pigs takes 2 years to grow out to be full size. Other ones are basically full size in 6 months.
Right. I think what's those little small little pigs? Everybody wants them for Homestead.
Idaho pasture pigs.
Well, Idaho is I where I'm at. I don't want them where I'm at, but those little cooney pigs.
Cooney. Well, Idaho pasture pig is like half cooney and 25% something else and 25% something else.
Right, and they have that short nose, so they don't sit there and dig in.
Yeah, they don't root.
Yep. But they produce a lot of fat.
Yeah.
And my neighbor, I'm going to say 5 months ago, asked if I'd come on over, bring my tractor, and I was trying to learn how to process a pig. And this is his pig, his cooney that he did was 2.5 years old. And when it was over and done with, sitting there hanging, I could not believe the amount of fat that was on the body. And I said, wow. He goes, well, no, but we want that fat because we make lard.
Yeah.
But he says, but the meat is really good. And he showed me pictures of it. And I was like, of the meat and stuff. I'm like, man, I think I want mine. Mine look a lot better. But anyway, I don't know. I just the way I've been, I'm thinking right now.
Yeah. I know growing up back in Pennsylvania, some of the pig farmers back in that area, they had I think Berkshire and like the Old English or whatever that is. And some of those sows were like 1,000 pounds. They were just huge sows. But those are big fat pigs,
right?
That also produce good meat. But you're looking at a couple years if you want to eat them. You got to raise them for a couple years, but then again, you're getting several hundred pounds of meat versus like a cooney or Idaho pasture pig. At full weight, they're only a few hundred pounds.
Right. They it's trying to remember here about a pig I wanted to breed. Can't remember what they were called. I'm trying to look it up.
Right.
And I was doing it because, let me see here. Gosh, I can't find it. I don't want to sit there and do that. I wanted to breed a Chester,
right,
in a Poland China, or Poland China. They are kind of like the same, but the Poland China, if that's what they are, they're a longer pig. Then I started really investigating into it that they were a good lard pig.
Right.
So I was thinking if I can do the Chester in the Poland, I'd get a bigger pig, get more meat, and more. I started looking into it. I was the complete opposite, and that's when I went to the Berkshires.
Right. Yeah. Matt 1791 Garage says Flat Tire Farm or even Crystal have cooney pigs.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, had cooney pigs, put it that way. They don't have them anymore.
Ace, I seen your comment up there. Sorry, I wasn't watching. You know, I hear everybody talk about them, and I know a couple of people have them here, and they love them too. But they love all the fat, and they run her down. I don't run her down. I'd like to have the meat and all that. So
I'm more for the meat. Again, it's just me. So how much lard do I really need?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I don't think we missed any other comments.
No. Ace, I'm sorry about missing that earlier. I did see it, but just didn't comment on it.
Right.
Hey, bacon's good on anything like that. Ooh.
Yeah. What's the one thing? Name one thing bacon doesn't improve.
Yeah, no kidding. The I need to learn how to. And my son's fully involved with it. Want to learn how to. We do our own chickens and turkeys. I want to learn how to process our pigs.
Yeah.
That's not me. It's not mean, guys.
Nope.
Believe it or not, every one of my animals we have here never have a bad day. Well, there's only one bad day. It's the last day. They are taken care of. If you watch any of my videos, I take care. I love all my animals completely. They get one of the best foods. They don't eat junk. It's all good stuff, scraps, and it's all good. It's not junk.
Well, they're part of the food chain, so
yes, yep.
That's what ends up happening. And actually, in my when I get my barn door built, which who knows when that'll be, but I'm already planning out a processing room and like a walk-in cooler.
There you go. That's what I need to do.
So I'm planning that right from the start. I'm already thinking I'm gonna have a in-floor radiant heating through the whole thing, but I'm like, okay, if I'm gonna have a walk-in cooler, I need to not put any in-floor radiant heating in this section, and then right beside it will be the processing room. And the bad thing is it's got to be big enough for a moose to have a whole moose in there.
Texas Raider, you're right. I do. They're spoiled.
Yeah.
I can walk into both my pigs' pens, and they got to be approaching 500 pounds anyway. And I can walk up to them and just start scratching them, and within 30 seconds, I guarantee they both will be laying on the ground, wanting their armpit scratched, wanting their belly scratched, everything.
Right.
I did a video like a year ago with Sophie before she had her piglets, and she hit the ground. I was scratching her for like 30 seconds, and I went and looked at her. She was sleeping. I grabbed her eyelids, rolled them up. Her eyeballs rolled backwards. She fell asleep. I got a video of it. I think it's a short. I love animals, so.
Yeah, I do too. And that's part of the reason why I want to have some animals.
Right.
I miss not having them.
There's a couple people that I know closely say, how can you do this? And I'm like, because there's a part of me that knows that this is what they're for, and this is the other part that I want to treat them nice and be good. You know, we all buy the food at the store. You don't know who, you don't know what they were fed. You don't know where. People think that they buy a steak or a pork chop and it says it's stamped USA approved, USAD approved, that it comes to the United States. They don't, guys. Research it.
Yeah.
Welcome to China and some other places. And they do that. It comes here and it gets stamped.
Yeah. And even then, it's 30 hogs in a pen the size of my cabin here, and they just have 50 or 100 of those, and they're always just in a pen. They have no free room of their own, and or there's 2,000 meat chickens in a barn, and they have about 6 inches each to walk around in, and they're walking over top of each other and never see daylight, never see fresh grass, all that type of stuff. And same with cows. And so I much rather raise my own, and then I know how they were treated, that they were content and happy and stuff like that, versus buying from the grocery store. Hey, Living Alaska, how are you?
Yep.
So
the one thing, when I was selling my little piglets, I told everybody, because the first person asked me, have they been vaccinated or shots or wormed? I said, I never wormed any of my animals, and they were staring at me. And I said, look, I pick up their poop every other day. If they're clean pens, I have never, ever had a worm problem, anything with any of my animals. I'm doing what, 9 years, 10 years?
Right.
If you keep a clean coop, you don't jam things in there, your animals are going to be healthy.
Yes.
If not, then do it. But I have not had to do it. So,
I mean, an animal is always going to get sick eventually, or have a cold, or have a hoof problem, or something's
yeah,
going to happen. But those are the exceptions to the rule. If you have more than enough space for them, you got clean pastures, you're feeding them
yeah,
good stuff. Like, you don't keep rotting trash around and stuff that it's going to attract worms and all this other
right,
stuff. They're going to be taken care of. And also, what goes into it is, if you have pigs, well, if you have chickens also, the chickens go around and eat all the worms and everything.
yep, yep,
So it's a synergistic effect. And that's why you're supposed to have multiple different animals on a farm.
right.
So,
Breaks Bake is leaving.
okay, Breaks Bake, thanks for being here. Have a good night. I know we started kind of late, but it happens sometimes.
Actually, you're right. It is completely. When I have my meat birds, they're not on grass. They're in a dirt, very large area. And I do put straw hay or straw, I guess it's not hay, out there. And I change that out like every third day when the meat chickens get a little bit bigger, to get that out of there. And it becomes good compost. So,
Yeah. Other than obviously during the winter time, I plan on having a nice big area for my egg layers to walk around and get bugs and stuff. And it's amazing. I just bought some organic free range chickens, like pasture raised chickens, and their
right.
shells are so hard you almost can't bust them open. And then the yolks are such of a dark orange, and that's the
Oh,
way they're supposed to be.
yep. Yep.
They're not supposed to be yellow.
Exactly.
So, and I'm hoping to be able to reproduce that same thing. Nice thick eggshells and a nice dark orange yolk.
Yeah. You'll get it.
Chicken. Yeah. Susan's asking, do I ever get critters in your cabin? Nothing actually in the cabin yet. I've around the property here, I've seen some little critter tracks, some type of little mouse or vole or something. And I know actually right behind here is the woods, and there's a stump from a tree being knocked over, and it's only maybe 10 feet on the other side of the wall behind you guys here. And there's some type of little mouse or something that lives in there, because about a month ago, when it was like 20 and 30 below, there's a little hole, and it was all frosted up right around the hole from the mouse living down in there. And I actually seen the mouse. That's why I know what was down in there. I've seen that little mouse before.
Right.
But he or she stays to itself. So as long as they don't come in the cabin, they're fine.
Right.
And then, there's a fox that comes through every once in a while, I know. And then I've seen some rabbit tracks recently on down the driveway a little ways. So there's a wild rabbit somewhere around on the property. And then a moose has walked through the property twice. I don't know if it was the same moose or not, but I know two different moose have walked through the property, or at least two different times.
Right.
So, there are bears in this area, but they're extremely rare. Just bears hate people, so they avoid people, and there's too many people in this area, in this general area, so they're gonna stay out away from this area. And someone posted a picture not too long ago of a wild cat, like a lynx, walking around. So I haven't seen them or anything, but
Come here.
That would be cool to look out the window and see a lynx walking past. Those things are
Oh
very
yeah. What you know, girl? My little Willow, she's wanting her nightly scratch.
Yeah.
We got an appointment for her on Thursday. She's having hip issues, and yeah, I know it's not good. And she's only, I think she's 6 years old. We think it's hip. We hope it. Actually, if it's anything, I hope it's hip, not cancer or something weird. I don't know.
Right.
But I've been trying to get her in to get X-rays, and it's taken quite a while. And they gave us some pain meds and some anti-inflammation pills for her. She's doing better with that, but
right,
she's not the same.
Have you seen those animal chiropractors?
Yeah, I did. There's a guy that's from another country, does dogs and cats, and it's funny. Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder how many times like an older dog having walking issues and stuff like that is actually just a slightly dislocated hip or a joint or something like that, and not more serious. But Mike's asking, I guess I don't get grizzlies in this general area? No, not usually. Again, they avoid people. Willow is actually fairly spread out. There'll be like a group of houses here, and then a mile down the road, another group of houses and stuff like that. And some of the little bit more remote ones, grizzlies have walked through those places. But right here, I'm actually more or less in the heart of Willow, and there's way too many people in this area. So the bears, all bears, black and brown, try to avoid people. Unless they're like super hungry and they smell food, then they'll come to the garbage and stuff like that. But for the most part, they try to avoid people. Now, my remote cabin, I believe either a black or brown bear got into some of my stuff up at my remote cabin a couple years ago. And I actually got a black bear on my game camera once. And then I know a couple of my neighbors up in that area, they've seen brown bears out in the swamps, which is only a couple hundred yards away from my house, my cabin up there. They've seen brown bears, and the one guy 600 or 700 yards away, he's caught brown bear on his game camera before. So they are up at my remote cabin, but not down here very much.
Right. Well, we will see what they say about Will. I'm reading Living Alaska.
Yeah, I'm reading that right now.
And we'll see.
Right.
I can't believe it's something stupid bad. I mean, praying it's not. That's my girl right there. Her and I have spent the many road trips, a lot of road trips.
Right. Nanny Goat Acres says they have cougars in their area. We don't have any cougars up here. Not the four-legged kind anyways.
Right.
We have lynx. There's lynx all over Alaska, but they're extremely rare to see. You'll see tracks often, but you won't see the actual animal. They're super afraid of people. And it's rare to catch them on like if you're out with a video camera or something. So
yeah, when we bought this property was 100% wooded.
Right.
We cleared to put this house here. Anyway, when we would go through the front driveway, I don't know what happened, but I turned to the right. My driveway turns to the left to go to the house, but I turned to the right looking, and I found this den looking thing. And I was like, what is, because it freaked me out for a second because it was fresh tracks. So I called the forestry guy, and I sent them a picture, and they said, that is mountain lion tracks. You've got a mountain lion that's on your area.
Yeah.
So that went away, and then my neighbor says, man, I got a den. You need to come look at this thing. It was like beside it, because our properties do downhill and trees are there, so they were like going under the root system a bit.
Right.
And I went over. I said, "Dude, that's the same thing I had." But his disappeared. And then when we first got here, everybody around this area said, "Hey, come on over. We want to meet you and talk to you." Well, just before that happened, I was like, "Man, if that did not look like a black panther cutting, like, say, 200, 300 feet in front of me, crossing as the long tail."
Right.
And I told told my neighbor about it, and they just thought I was full of doo-doo. And so I went to this little gathering, and they're talking. They said, "Well, we want to let you know we've got a black panther running around." I was like, "Holy crap! I just seen that thing."
Right.
So yeah. But
Yeah,
I have not seen the mountain lion or the panther anymore.
Yeah, back home in Pennsylvania, there are no black panthers in that area, and
Right.
there are some rumors, literally like a half mile to a mile from where I grew up, that there was a black panther in the wild, and everyone's like, no, it's probably just a overgrown black house cat and all this type of stuff, and then someone got it on a game camera, and it turns out there's a exotic animal zoo not too far away, and they believe it got out from there.
Oh wow.
So there definitely was one walking around.
I think it was last spring, early spring. It was on the news and talked about black bears are in this area, in our area, and it showed a game camera of it, a picture of it. And when I seen it, I told my wife, "Says I know where that's at," and she goes, "No, it's out in the woods." I says, "No, it's not." And I screenshotted it, took it with me, and I drove a mile from my house, and I stopped to look. I said, "That is that deer stand right there." And you can see the ladder, everything about it. So I came back home, told her about it. And then another news channel was covering it. And they mentioned the county, and then they mentioned the roads. And I was like, well, yeah, the road's like 100 feet away from what they're talking about. So that was a spot. So we had 2 black bear in the area, but never seen them again.
Right. Yeah. I think the last black bear that was right in the area here was about 6 years ago, maybe 7 years ago. And it literally was just across the road at the neighbors' houses across the road here. And he was getting scared away by some people, and then some of the neighbors. And then I guess he climbed up in someone's boat, and that neighbor was a hunter. So that bear didn't survive very long.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was coming right through these people's houses, like looking in their trash and just walking right around here. So unfortunately, he had to be dealt with. Ace is in Central Arkansas.
Wow. Hey,
She's a stay-at-home YouTube cougar.
Ace, you may need to show up at the YouTube meetups we're going to be doing here really soon. Well, in April and May in Oklahoma. We'll have one at Lake Eufaula and yellow at Lake Tenkiller.
Oh yeah, that reminds me, and we're having one in end of June here in Wasilla, Alaska. So ours is just a one day.
Right.
I know most of the ones down in the lower 48 will be like the weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Yeah.
But up here, we just do them for the one day. But yeah, I think it's June 21st or 22nd or something like that. It's that Saturday. And we did that. We picked that time because by that date, everyone's garden should be planted. So everyone's not doing that. And then it's a couple weeks before 4th of July weekend. So you don't have to contend with that. And the salmon run hasn't started yet. Salmon run usually starts beginning of July. And then also the last 3 years, it's been absolutely beautiful up here until the 4th of July week. And then it turned cold and rained all the time and got windy. So we're hoping it's going to be nice and sunny and warm during our meetup.
You gonna have it at the same park, or I think it was
Yeah.
a park last time. Yeah.
Yeah, same place. Eventually, I would like to take it on the road somewhere, but I don't know if that'll ever happen or not. I mean, this
Right.
place is free. You just got to reserve the pavilion, and it's somewhat centrally located.
Right.
Hey, Possum Run Homestead, Mama V, how are you?
Hey, how you doing? She lives down there in what is it, Southwest type Arkansas?
Yeah, yeah. I was actually at her place, so
That's right. I remember that. That's
I
right.
mean, let's put it this way: unless you know where she lives, you're not gonna find it.
I heard
I
that.
barely found it, and I had instructions on how to get to it. So, yeah, unless you know where she lives, you're not gonna find her place. That's for sure. And also, some of her neighbors keep an eye out for her. So,
It's funny. I'm pretty close friends with Wiley and Jen. They used to live here, and they've had a lot of my own woods. I'm pretty close with them. Anyway, they we were talking about her and all that, and they said, "Tony, you'll never find her place. Believe me, I'll have to take you there."
yeah,
It's pretty hard to find.
yeah. And either the day before or day after, I ended up at Bobbleheads.
Yep.
That was cool. And
Northwest, right? I think I said Southwest. Sorry.
and I was watching Tim on the ramblings he does,
Yeah.
and he's like, maybe I'll go over to Bobbleheads. I haven't been there yet. And I'm like, I made a comment. I've already been to Bobblehead's new place. And
Good night,
I'm with Mama V's.
Rustic log cabins. Life's going to bed or head. Yeah, going to bed.
Okay, Tony, have a good night. Man, Tony has had a crazy month on YouTube. About 2 to 3 weeks ago, he was sitting at like 850 subscribers. And then some TikToker pulled several of his videos off of YouTube, threw up a 30 or 40-second TikTok, and it went viral. And now Rustic Log Cabin sitting at like 150 some thousand subscribers.
No way.
Yeah. So from 850 to it was 1 week he broke 100,000 subscribers.
Man, someone talked about that happening. I don't remember where I heard of that.
Yeah.
Wow.
So and then I know that can happen. I follow the Outdoor Boys.
Yeah.
And a couple years ago, I mean, he was sitting at about 2.5 million subscribers. And then all these TikTokers who take YouTuber stuff and make TikToks out of them and post them and stuff, and kind of play it off as their own videos and stuff.
Right.
A whole bunch of them started doing that, and he gained 6 million subscribers in a year.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Went from about 2.5 to pushing 7 million subscribers in a year.
Grab mine.
I mean, if you know how to do TikTok, it can definitely expand your channel quickly. But yeah, we're happy for Tony from Rustic Log Cabin.
Right, exactly.
Definitely happy. I was texting with him just a couple hours ago about YouTube. So, but yeah, 850 to 150,000 in what, 2 weeks?
That's nuts.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I guess he had no clue this guy did it. Apparently what this TikToker does is he searches YouTube for channels who have a lot of videos, but basically have no subscribers and no views.
Mm-hmm.
And then he'll pull down a half dozen of their videos, take bits and pieces, make a TikTok out of it, and post it on his channel. And,
wow.
And I mean, he probably has 40 or 50 of these videos on his TikTok channel. And most of them are 3,000 views, 5,000, maybe 30,000 views, 50,000. But he has like 4 that are over 1 million, and now Rustic Log Cabins is the second most at like 6.5 million views on TikTok.
Oh my God. Huh.
Yeah. So it's crazy. Definitely crazy. Ace is living in Alaska. Was it the Buffalo River and the Ozarks? Beautiful up there too. Arkansas has great people. Definitely Arkansas does have great people.
Yeah.
Oh, good night, Clint, if you're still hanging around. Sorry I missed that. But yeah. Just wishing my channel would hit that sometime. I don't know what I'd do with myself.
Yeah, it's been long for me. I mean, it's been several years, and I'm just now cracked 3,000. So
yeah. Hey, Aurora Knight, how are you tonight? Yeah, I'm pushing 3,000. I'm at almost 2,900 now.
Yep.
And I'm definitely doing. I've in the last like 3 or 4 months, I've almost doubled my watch hours.
That's good. That's really good.
Yeah, I was at just a hair over 4,000, and now I'm at like 7,700 or 7,800 or something like that.
Right. Right.
So
I just got myself monetized. I didn't want to do it, but because I've got the subs, and I've got maybe I haven't even looked. I think I've got close to 12,000 watch hours.
Oh wow.
So I decided I better try to do it, and I did it.
My viewpoint, unless you absolutely have no interest whatsoever, you might as well monetize and make a few bucks.
Yeah.
At a minimum. So,
I need to do lives, and I don't do them. Problem is, I don't
just jump on everyone else's lives.
The thing is I don't. I never plan a time. Angie works a lot, with work, and I really enjoy spending time with her. And when she comes home, we cook. She cooks, and we eat dinner. I clean up with her and all that. And we spend like 2-3 hours. If actually her dad's here, he's here for another week from Minnesota, so they're in there watching a football game. And this would be my time that I would do a live, maybe around 9 o'clock at night. It's just the way it is.
Yeah.
So I jump on everybody else's live and say hi to everybody. I can't pin a time down unless I do it during the day when everybody's working. And I took time off from outside. That would be the only way. But I enjoy my time with her.
Considering trying to do it live at like 3 in the morning or something, 4 in the morning, just to see what happens, see how much overseas viewers I get, stuff like that.
Well, here's the big thing, and I've learned this. Being monetized, YouTube, certain countries do not recognize monetization. So if they I can't, I'm not going to say a country because I don't know, but say you got a lot of people from country X that watch, and you're gonna see your watch time go up. But if they don't recognize monetize, you don't get that.
Yeah.
From them. Yeah. And I just found that out, and I was like, you gotta be kidding me, because I've seen a couple of videos, and I'm like, what happened? Why did they take that away? And I went and did the research. I'm like, well, they're from a country that they don't recognize that. You gotta be kidding me.
Yeah.
So it's something to think about.
Yeah, Mama V, moose videos are always cool to watch. I watch Raised in Alaska. He just put out a video today, and about half of his videos are game camera videos, and he's from Anchorage here, and he goes out in the woods and he'll set up a camera on some game trails, and then he'll come back 4 months later and collect the footage and put out a video on it. And this last one, he has some amazing bull moose on this one. Definitely check out Raised in Alaska.
The one channel that I've followed for years now is Simply Live in Alaska.
Yeah.
I enjoy their channel a lot.
Yeah, they used to live here in Willow, but they moved.
Yeah. Yep.
I've bumped into them a couple times. So,
Yep.
But yeah, I actually started watching them. I think when they came up to look for a place to live.
I was
Yeah,
they
sure,
did a
go ahead,
video.
Ashley. Yeah, I don't mind.
I started watching them when they moved to their last cabin. I think they were actually driving to or something, and I had commented, and I'm going to say back, they did a video, and like I said, I told them, I've been watching you guys for, I don't even remember what it was, 5 years ago, I think, or something, and I remember that they had only like 20 or 30,000 subscribers, maybe.
All right.
Now they are, what are they at? Like almost
Like
900,000.
Yeah, 800,000 or 900,000.
Yeah, and I enjoy that so much. Their place, that what they do. In fact, a new video I think just came out today. I believe I need to go watch.
Yeah, I actually watched it.
Yeah,
an hour or so before my live started. They go ice fishing. They rent a little ice house.
Yep. I seen her holding a fish. Was that a pike? I didn't even pay attention to it.
No, well, I can't remember which one she was holding, but she caught an absolutely amazing trout, lake trout.
Okay.
That is a real red and orange, and then she also caught a nice burbot.
Okay. Well, that's something I'll be watching here really soon. Hopefully, I stay awake to watch it though. I'm getting tired.
Yeah, so it's cool. We got a lot of good channels here.
Yep.
Just like anywhere, Alaska has hundreds of channels, but most of them, they do YouTube for a year or so, and they think they're going to have 1 million subscribers, and when they have 1,100 subscribers after a year, they just quit doing it.
Right.
Or someone finds out where they live and makes a comment, and they're like, oh, I don't want people knowing where I live, so they quit doing it, or whatever the case might be.
Right. We'll be doing, I've seen Mama V, a bunch of us YouTubers, we're doing an Alaskan trip cruise.
Yeah, that's Scott Brom.
Yep.
They're doing an Alaska cruise, but that's just going to be the Panhandle, so it's not really that. That's almost like the difference between going to Florida and going to Colorado.
Right.
Where the Panhandle is Florida, and then the rest of Alaska is like Colorado. It's two totally different worlds.
That's fine. It's my bucket list, and that'll be good.
Yeah, it's amazing. This last time, I've moved up to Alaska twice in my life, and this last time I came up on the ferry from Prince Rupert in Canada. Got on the ferry there and came up through, and oh man, is it just absolutely beautiful coming up through the Panhandle of Alaska.
Yeah. I wanted to move up there so bad, and probably 20 years ago, I should have made the move then, because I'd have moved up there, because I love Alaska. I've never been there, but I've talked to people. I've seen it. I don't mind the cold one bit. I'd much rather be cold than hot. I know that's weird, but I hate the heat. When you have three heat strokes, I'm done.
Yeah. I've had heat stroke once, and yeah, it's easier to handle the cold than the heat after having a heat stroke.
Yep.
And people don't understand it, but it's a different type of cold up here.
Yeah.
I mean, I can walk around in like 0-degree temperature with my coat unzipped and be comfortable.
Right.
But I go down to my parents' place in Pennsylvania, and it's 35 degrees, and I'm shivering with my coat zipped up and hat and gloves on and everything. So it's a totally different type of cold. It's not nearly as bad as what people think it is. I mean, granted, -40 is -40. It doesn't matter.
Right.
It's cold, but it's not as bad as what people think it is, especially around 0, 5 below, 10 below. I mean, everyone's getting out, riding their snowmobiles, snowshoeing, going
Right.
to Alaska skiing, whatever.
We got a couple of people leaving. Chris, Texas Raider, and Mike. They're all saying goodnight to us.
Okay, have a good night, Texas Raider and Mike.
You seen Josh that's up there up in
Yeah,
North Pole, Alaska? He's moving back to Alabama.
yeah, I watched the video that he put out on why he's moving back and stuff.
Yeah.
He's a really religious guy.
Yep.
And he went hunting with one of his sons, and the rivers around in Alaska are nothing like the rivers in the lower 48.
Yep. I've seen that same video you're fixing to say.
Yeah, most of the rivers in the lower 48, you can jump on a boat and you can go, and you have about a 2% chance of death from the river. Up here, it's like a 30 or 40% chance of death if you don't know what you're doing. And he's going, and he kind of realized that, and he's like, I have my young kid out here. What am I doing? The chance of something negative happening is sky high, and he lives for being on the water.
Yeah.
So he decided, he sung the boat and stuff like that, and then he started praying. I don't know if I should be here yet. Show me signs. And then like a week later, his dad goes fishing. His dad still lives down in Louisiana. His dad goes fishing, and some dude walks up to him, has no clue who the guy is, and is like fishing beside him or something like that. Starts talking to him and goes, yeah, I'm thinking about selling the place I just bought like a year ago. Just, it's too big of a place for me, blah, blah, blah. I bought it from this young couple that moved up to Alaska, and it was Josh's dad he was talking to.
Yep.
And Josh's dad was like, well, would you consider selling it back to them and stuff like that? And so apparently Josh bought his old house back, which is something like a few hundred yards off the water.
Right. Yep.
Down in Louisiana somewhere. And so he's moving back probably in the springtime.
Here's Melanie.
Hey, my wild home. How are you?
Yep. Did you see Josh Sherman's video?
Oh yeah. His health problems.
Health.
Yeah. Yeah, Josh.
Yeah.
That's a shame. Yeah, according to what the doctor said, Josh he got hit by the tornado in the springtime. He's a watermelon farmer, so he lost his entire crop. So he's been doing long haul deliveries, basically picking up a camper from the manufacturer and then driving it wherever to deliver it. And apparently from sitting for so long, he was getting blood clots, and several have gone through his heart and ended up not killing him, thankfully. So, but it left its toll on him.
He can never work again.
Yeah.
He has to be on this special medicine, and the doctor told him that if he cuts his hand, he has to go immediately to emergency room because he could bleed out.
Yeah.
After that video went out, I talked to him. Him and I talked. I called him on the phone. We did 2 Homestead rescues going to his place.
Yeah.
Past year to help him out, and I tell you what, yeah, I'm a softie. He had me in tears talking to him.
All right. Tell him I know he can buy over-the-counter wound patches that will coagulate his blood if he gets cut. It's basically the same stuff the military uses.
I'll tell him that too.
It has silver in it. and silver will just stop the bleeding almost immediately.
Right.
So
Yeah.
and
See,
they're only a couple bucks for a little packet.
that's a couple bucks is life saving.
Yeah, yeah. So he should definitely get them. I think there's even a powder or something that you can dump on, and it all came out of the military for in wartime.
Right.
Because they needed something to stop severe wounds and that type of thing.
Well, we're supposed to talk again. I think tomorrow's Monday. I'll give him a call. I'll talk to him Monday.
Yeah, let him know. Sure. I know someone posted a comment about it on his video, but yeah, okay. You can definitely get. It's like those wound gauzes that you can buy that have the straps on them that you can.
Yep.
Wrap around your arm if you get a big cut. Well, they make some that will also stop the bleeding almost immediately.
Right.
So
that guy in his family's gone through a whole bunch. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. And Josh is such of a great guy.
Yep. He'll do anything for anybody.
Yeah.
Anytime.
He has.
Yes, exactly. And when that storm hit them, when Davis got hit with that tornado, he got the flood part of it.
Yeah.
And literally his backyard, the house is like up on a hill. His backyard's down low, and he had all his stuff, 5 feet of water come up to his back of his property, and everything that's back there, cars, whatever it was, underwater. And this is no exaggeration, that stuff that was in his backyard ended up in other people's backyards through the woods.
Yeah. Yeah. Big stuff too.
Yeah. The doghouse that I retrieved for them with the tractor was bigger than the Ford 4-door truck he had out back. Yeah. That's how it got through the woods. We're talking woods that we had to push away. I don't know. It's crazy.
That's crazy.
You know those big water totes, or 275-gallon water totes? They were full of fertilizer for his gardening.
Heavy, and they just floated away. It's amazing how much power water has.
Yep. And when it was we were walking out there through the woods looking around, we found, I'm trying to remember if it was, I think it was either 4 soccer balls or 4 basketballs, literally laying on the ground side by side, in 2 footballs. How the heck does that happen? In the middle of the woods, side by side. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Josh is a super good guy. He'd do anything. And that's one reason why a lot of us volunteered our time to come down to help him out. And him and I talked already too about stuff that's going on with him now that I have no problem coming down and help him out.
Yeah. I just wish I could have came down and helped you guys out that one time anyways.
Yeah.
I would have been there in a heartbeat, but by the time I would have gotten down there, you would have been gone.
Yeah. Well.
Man, I'm pushing 2 hours on this live. Holy cow.
Yeah, and I need to get going. It's getting to be, it's 10:43 there. What time's your time? Like 7:43?
Yeah. Yes. My computer's saying 7:44 right now.
Right, right. Well, I need to get going myself. So.
Yeah. I think I'm going to actually end this live. So thanks everyone for joining, and thanks for the new subscribers. Thanks, Tony, for coming up on panel. And
yep. Everybody have a great night.
Discussion about various things, and everyone else have a great night. Thank you.
Be safe, everybody. See you later.